computer. Dear Lord, you are our wonderful creator, the God who is always with us, always protecting us and always pushing us to be who you created us to be. Protect us in this podcast today and anyone listening in the future from spirits who wish to divide, bring negativity, or crush the spirit that lives within us. Please speak through us today to bring the messages you need others to hear. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Welcome to the Save Our Children podcast. We're your hosts, Becky and Bridget. Today we have a special guest, Joel Bauman. Many know you as King Bau, UFC fighter, recording artist, producer, and content creator. He is on a mission to eradicate this world from childhood malnutrition. He has been put back on the radars recently with a viral video from his fight from a few days ago, where he called out Jimmy Kimmel, the mainstream media, and Hollywood for being pedophiles, which we know they are. Being that we fight human trafficking and vow to save our children, we knew we needed to get him on our podcast and share his information with you. But let's briefly play the clip that we saw for everybody to hear.
Secondly, Jimmy Kimmel, viral this. I fight to eradicate childhood malnutrition from the planet. And until they release the fight logs, you, the mainstream media, Hollywood, are all pedophiles to me. Eat dick.
That is the best.
That was a little intense.
It was super intense and it was awesome. Thank you for calling these people out and using your platform for such greatness. Welcome again to our show. For our listeners who are out there that don't probably know who you are, can you give us some of your background? How did you get into singing, UFC fighting, and what is your driving force for ending childhood malnutrition?
Those are loaded questions, but we can do our best to simplify everything. So growing up, I was adopted. I was the only African American in a small community of Norwegians. My birth mother had picked my parents that I have to essentially guide me in life. She wanted me to grow up with the opportunity to be what she believed was the best I could be. So she picked my adoptive parents, Jeff and Bobby Bauman. I was trying to think of the term I wanted to use. Jeff and Bobby Bauman, my parents, Jeff and Bobby Bauman, and grew up in a small town called Kirkhoven, Minnesota, and grew up on a farm and was pretty sheltered. Was pretty conservative. Grew up in the church. Grew up, having a strong connection to, some people call it God, Jesus, Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to, I was very connected. My dream was to be a pastor. And I was actually labeled Bible Boy was my nickname because I always wanted to lead my friends to Jesus. And I always wanted to save people. I always felt a calling to want to help people. When I got a scholarship to wrestle at the University of Minnesota. And that was when my life kind of flipped. Here I am in college, essentially with all these things around me and still trying to live this, proud Christian, shall we say, lifestyle. Had some detrimental things happen, suffered an injury, a head injury. Can't use the word because the medical medical industry owns that term. And was out for 3.5 months. And during this time, stumbled upon a technology that somebody reached out and shared with me. That was an all-natural anti-inflammatory that lowered the inflammatory markers in a human by 47% in 90 minutes. Now, the head injury that I was dealing with is inflammation of the brain. And within 2.5 weeks, I was medically cleared to wrestle. A month in, I was making a full-time income in this company simply because I shared it with my family. My dad had a life-changing result, was able to lift his left shoulder above his ear for the first time since high school football. My aunt with a hand, we can't even say that term. It starts with an A, but she has discomfort in her hands. And if you know anybody with a lot of discomfort in their hands or a lot of inability to move their limbs, it normally stems from inflammation. So shared it with her. She was able to play piano for her church again for the first time in a couple of years. Just stories after stories after stories after stories. We started to share this, and within 4 months, I was sitting at home one day going, "How did this happen?" My dog is going after my new shoes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we don't do that. Just relax, buddy. I love you so much. Um, and 4 months in, I'm sitting there and I have my life back. I was, told I would never compete again. And here I am making residual income, having pretty much a dream life at an early age in my early 20s. And I said, how did this happen? Because the day before I had heard about Limitless, I looked up to the sky before I was going to take my life. And I said, God, if this is it, take me now. If it's not, give me a sign. And that's when my buddy called me. And then my life changed instantaneously. So I asked for it and I got it. So I'm sitting around making music one day because music was my dream. I had bought my music equipment, wanted to teach myself how to start making music, making beats. And stumbled upon let's just say I was having maybe what some people would call a spiritual awakening. I could
Mhm.
tell that this was all not by chance. um, Amazing things continue to happen in the company. We're only continuing to go up and up, and that's when Sam Castor decided to get involved. If you don't know who Sam Castor is, Sam Castor, buddy, relax, come here. Sam Castor was the founder of a company called Manatech. Manatech was a $4 billion company started in the early 90s, 2000, and went on and is still around today. And they have this they had this technology that they were using called Ace Mannin. Ace Mannin helps the body essentially create more stem cells. So they were having life-changing results with this technology. Sam started to donate this technology to different orphanages because he knew that the immune response that it provides is like nothing the planet or the world has ever seen. After 1 year of donating this technology to an orphanage in Romania that was losing up to 300 kids a year, no child died. And he said, well, if we can pair this technology with business, we can essentially change the world. We can change everything. He went back to his shareholders and introduced to them the idea of a buy one, nourish two model, much like Tom's shoes. Because the company was public, they said nay. So he left that company and walked away, had heard about our company at a food technology summit, and decided to purchase the company and infuse all of our technologies, that anti-inflammatory being one of them, with this Ace Mannin technology in exchange for his ability to make this the first ever what we call social business 3.0. That means every time you buy a product and you change your life and you change your health with this life-changing technology, because everybody has what? Inflammation. Everybody has something that they can improve that will improve when they lower the inflammatory markers in their body. It is what it is. Inflammation is the root cause of every major disease, and it's not even close. So he says now we can, change the world with the life-changing technology. And by doing that, we will be able to eradicate childhood malnutrition. When he had first bought the company, I was sitting at an event. Here I am making all this money. Here I am. I have essentially better health than I've ever had. I'm educating myself. When I was in college, I had no idea about health. I had no idea about diet. I had no idea about any of those things. Now I'm healthier than I've ever been. I'm younger than I've ever been, even though I'm getting older. And I just said, you know what? I have to fight. My dream when I was young was to be the greatest fighter of all time. Bruce Lee was my idol. I wrote papers about um, creating something like the UFC in fourth grade. I wanted to take all the styles and put them together and see what the best one was, because I wrestled. And I believe that, wrestlers were the best people in the world at fighting because we could take people down. I always believed that grapplers were whatever. So when I found out that the UFC was a thing, it was my dream to be a UFC champion. And when I had my scare with the head injury, I didn't think that would be a possibility. But after getting healthy again, I made the commitment that I have time and I have money. It's now time to fight to eradicate childhood malnutrition, get this word out, get this message out to as many people as I can, and I will not stop until no child dies from malnutrition. Then I can rest. Then everybody can leave me alone, and I can just do the things that I want to do, like be with my children, like hang out with my family, like not have to do social media anymore because I did what I needed to. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do any of this. This is annoying. This is stupid. I'm very good at it. I understand. It's because I'm good at communication, because I've understand how to use this, and how to speak effectively. But I don't want to be doing this. I want to be done. I would like everybody to be on this product line because I know that it could help change your family's life. I know that I've seen the life-changing testimonials. I've seen people cry on stage telling their stories about how they got their life back. I know what this can do, and we all know what it can do. It's just now a matter of getting the word out there.
Thank you for sharing that and using your platform, because even with us speaking out on topics as human trafficking and everything going on in the world and the corruption, there's not too many people who will use their platform. And there's so many tactics that are used, including fear being the biggest one that we've seen cover the globe. And with that being said, I want to talk to you about what is the biggest misperception about you, especially because you have the elite, you have Hollywood, and all the different manipulation tactics that are used. And you stay grounded, but at the same time, so many people try to discredit you, and you've been canceled. And this isn't the first time that you went viral. So, how do you, one, stay grounded? And what is the biggest misperception? Because you are doing so much for children and continue to use your platform.
I would say that's a great question. I would say that the biggest misconception about me is that I give a care about all of this, meaning I do music. I have never wanted to make money off of my music. I do it for me. I made money so that I could do music. I don't really care if I make money off of my music. Is it good enough to make money? Absolutely. I know the quality of everything that I do, but I don't do this for money, and I don't do this for adoration. At one point in time, it was almost there. At one point in time, I wanted to take over Hollywood, wanted to take over the movie industry. Now I don't want anything to do with it. I did just shoot my first Netflix series, and I realized I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I need these people. And I don't know if I want to be around these people all the time. I don't, I can do everything on my own. I want, now it's a matter of sovereignty. I think people think that, I want to be famous or I want to be known. Nah, I just want to now use my platform to create change. And as I create change, everything else will take care of itself. I'll gain the money, I'll gain the whatever. I want to live off of 1% of my income. I've had money before and I've lost it. I've been obsessed with money, and then I had to realize it's not everything. I'm 31 years old. I think that is, I think that's not common for most. A lot of people in the early 20s can't say that they didn't have to work for 6 years. Not a lot of people get to say that. Not a lot of people get to say that they were mentored by millionaires and people who hadn't worked in over 30 years to teach you how to use this. Yeah. So I realize I'm blessed, and I realize that my story is a story of my mother gave me life. Why would I not want to give life to as many people as I can? Why would I not want to change as many lives as I can? That matters to me. To me, that matters. So that's how I stay grounded. I just realized that I'm here for a reason. I couldn't not have been here for a reason. How? I've sent over 1 million servings of nourishment to children through me doing this.
Mhm.
You understand? So
Yeah.
if I hadn't done everything that I've done, and if my story wasn't what it was, then it wouldn't be what it is. So if it is what it is, I just need to stop questioning it. My biggest fear was to do these videos. My biggest fear was to put myself out there. But in sales and in learning how the mind and how people work, I mean, I think everybody needs to do sales to realize human behavior and to realize they need to get over what people think. What does it matter? It doesn't matter. Someone else looking at you because you do network marketing, or you do a business, or you do an at-home business or whatever, that means you're dreaming. A
People
lot of
don't
people
like
are
when you're dreaming.
bingo. A lot of people are insecure
Mhm.
off of their dream. Why would you ever be insecure of your dream? That's stupid. I want to have financial freedom. I want to have so much money that if I was Bill Gates, I always said, man, when I was a kid, I would always ask my dad, who's the richest man on the planet? Who's the richest man on the planet? He'd say, Bill Gates. I say, how much money does he make? And he'd tell me how much money he makes. He said, well, what if he helped and just donated a bunch of his money to everybody? He says, well, he donates a little bit. He says, and I just go, in my mind, I already understood the concept of living by your means. Give me, if I'm making $1 billion, give me $3 million a year. That's it. I'm cool. I don't know what else do I need? I just want a little motorcycle.
Yep.
I just want a little bus that I can go travel around the country and make music in different places remotely. I just want to be with my kids and do that. I want to go to the ocean, put my feet in the sand. I want to create a utopia where people can literally go just grab food, pick it up and eat it. That just makes more sense. I don't know why the struggle, why it doesn't make any sense. I see how people, it's like the kid in me. I see the suffering. I see the suffering on other people, even not being confident enough to say or do the things that they want to do. And the empath in me goes, why?
Yeah.
You don't have to be that way. When I learned through self-development and personal development and self-help and whatever you want to call it, that I could change my thoughts and change my emotion and control my emotions. I used to pray to God when I was a kid growing up. God, can I make it to in like 8th grade and something? Can I make it to noon without getting in a fight with one of my teachers? Can I make it to noon without somebody triggering me or making me mad or that? I remember that. How insane. What if I would have been able to talk to me as a kid and go, you can control your thoughts. Did you know that you can control your emotions and you can redirect that energy? Do you want me to show you how? Now I get to teach my kids that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get to put that, what are my children going to become? That's what I'm excited for. What is the future? I want to be pushed. A lot of people look at me and they go, wow, you're so optimal. Your health, you're this, your mind. Nah, I'm waiting for my kids to just get, and I can't wait for them to challenge me in every regard. I can't wait to spar them and they beat me up or wrestle with them and they take me down. And I'm looking at them like, oh yeah, okay. Like I can't wait for that. I want to be pushed. I feel like this is how you asked me how I stay grounded. I stay grounded in just the fact of continuing to dream and push myself. Because at one point in time, I did not listen to my intuition. At one point in time, I hated myself. At one point in time, I worried. At one point in time, I did not feel worthy. And I realized the decisions that I made out of that energy was not productive. I've always wanted to have a clothing line. I've always wanted to have a brand. Now I do. Now I just do it. I made the website two weeks ago. I knew exactly what I was going to do. You understand? It's just a matter of going. It's a matter of going and following that higher calling, the desire that was put in you to be.
Yeah, and that takes a lot, especially for, like, we have to be the generation to stop it. Like, our kids can't learn it unless we teach them what to do. I mean, they can eventually be the breakers, but why don't we do it for them? Why don't we go in and learn how to control our emotions, how to help ourselves follow our dreams, do all the things, and then they don't have to live 20 years of their life or 15 years of their life struggling and trying to figure it out, only to get to their adulthood and say, oh wait, I could do it this way. No, you just keep doing what you want to do and know when it feels right, that's the right thing to do. And that's where you need to go. And that's what I'm excited about. I have two boys that are 14 and 12, and I think back about myself when I was that age and all the stuff that in the last almost 30 years I've had to overcome, that they hopefully, even if it's 50% less, have to overcome that less than I do. And that to me is worth all my work.
Bingo. I do agree with Jordan Peterson in the fact that humans are supposed to struggle. Now, I don't believe that it has to be what we experience, like you said. You understand? I feel like I feel like you can choose to struggle in different ways. Go do a cold bath, go do an ice bath. That might be a struggle.
But you also
Go,
think, how are you thinking about it? Is
bingo.
your hardship a welcomed blessing to make you stronger, or is your hardship, oh, here we go again, now I have this problem in my life? Then your
Perspective.
struggle doesn't become, it's yeah, it still sucks, but there's a different outcome or look.
And I think so many people numb themselves along their journey with those struggles that they don't want to face it. And so many people turn to other things, and they might not be the healthiest options for their body, especially when it comes to some turn to drugs and suicide. And their suicide also is affected by mental health, but it also goes back to what is the root of that, and understanding whether it's childhood trauma and different journeys that people have been on throughout their life. Everyone struggles with something. But like, even for me, everything that I've gone through is I've learned to face it head on and learn from that lesson and overcome it and share my experience to help others.
You want to know what
And
you say? Continue. You want to know what you're saying, though? Sorry to interrupt you.
no, you're
But like,
fine.
as I'm listening to you, you want to know what you're saying? You're saying that that energy needs to be expressed.
Yep.
What is healing the child? Looking back at when I was a kid, I was always right about everything. If I just would have listened to myself and my inner child and my inner calling every single time, the lessons that I wouldn't have had to go through,
Yep.
the projection of my life. So when you talk about that and the traumas or whatever, all of that is just energy that needs to be expressed. I used to have what they called an anger issue. That's what they always labeled me with. Joel has some anger issues. And what I realized as I got older, it wasn't that I had anger issues. It was that I didn't know how to properly express myself. Everybody says, wow, you're such a good speaker. You're such a good, you want to know how I got here? It's because I learned how to talk to myself on a day-to-day basis. I talk to myself all the time.
Same.
I'm able to have a conversation with myself because I had to learn how to talk to myself. Hey, how are you doing? What are you thinking right now, man? What's going on? Why are you thinking that? That's not productive. Can we think a better thought than that? All right. Well, if you want this, well, then how are you going to get it? Okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Okay, but if you do this, that's probably going to get you there the fastest. So why don't we take that? Why don't we put our energy and our effort there and then, okay, go. Decision done. See, I didn't know how to do that when I was a kid. I just knew how to react. And that is the point. So I feel like it's just teaching people how to think. The information is out there. Many haven't learned how to think. Most don't read a book after high school. Most don't even read books in college, even though they are going to college to do said thing.
They're required.
It is to learn how to pass. I've been to college. I know what it is. It's passing. That is the thing. That you want to know why we have a society that we do. It's because they just want to pass. They just want to get by.
Mhm.
And that's what the school teaches you. That's the earliest stage of programming. Just get comfortable, just get by enough.
Yep.
Just get by enough. And to those that get really good grades, the A students, they're the ones that are going to have a boss that's a C student, telling them what to do because all they know is get told what to do. All they know is what the book says, because they've never been able to process their own thoughts accordingly for their
Mhm.
own merit. That's the point. So I think that's what you're saying, love, is just
Absolutely.
expression. Absolutely. I think people just need to learn how to express themselves healthily. And when they can do that, everything changes. And I feel like that's what we're doing here now. I feel like that's what we are here to do, is to educate. I've read over 200 books on personal development, only to realize that all the books are saying the same thing. It's time to be. What you're talking about, Becky, is being an example. You talked about children. Children model. Tony Robbins talks about this. All the greatest people, in hypnosis and people that understand the mind understand modeling. Children model everything, so they're going to see you. My children look at me and they go, "Daddy, look at my big muscles," and I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome. I want to be strong like you, Dad." You know how awesome that makes me feel. Do you know how good that makes me feel that they look at me and that's how they see me? Because at one point in time, I hated myself and I didn't like myself and I didn't think I would ever be good enough. And I didn't think I was ever, even when people were looking at me in awe, like, "Wow, man, you're so," I hated myself because I couldn't see it, because I didn't appreciate myself, because of the lens and the voice that was in my head that I was allowing to speak to me. You see, you have to turn all of that around. And that's the gift. That's the gift that we're about to give a lot of people.
Amen to that. If we can go into with your music, can you share the message and inspiration behind your songs, such as Sacrifice and Shadow Band Freestyle?
Yeah,
I know they're jam-packed. There's a lot in them.
I mean, sacrifices, even as of recent, I believe that we are all divine beings. I believe that we are all created from the divine. And I believe that God is us and we are God. And, you guys said a prayer before this. You asked Christ into your heart. I think we all believe in a very, very similar thing.
I'd agree.
My belief is that Jesus was an example of possibilities. And he was all about faith and having faith in oneself. If you really think about the message in of Christianity, they're telling you that you are of God, but you're supposed to ask God into your heart. And then you're supposed to live from your heart in faith and belief. So sacrifices, and me saying all of that, is me acknowledging that in my earthly life, I have had earthly lessons, but I am a divine being, and everyone is a divine being. And when we acknowledge that we are divine and we start living by the example that we are and the truth that we are and the truth that we have and the love that is in our heart, when we're living from the love, we can change everything and we can have everything, because all we are is love anyways. That's the message of sacrifices. We've had to lose a lot to receive a lot. We've had to experience a lot of pain to transmute a lot of healing. I've had to love people, and I've had to have those same people that once loved me hate me. I have had to be away from my children longer than I've ever wanted to be away from them. But I do the things that I say I do, and I don't make excuses. That is sacrifices. Shadow band freestyle was just impatience. I feel I have, to be completely candid, I feel I am the greatest, or of the greatest, concept writers on the planet. that nobody has ever heard of. If you go back and listen to my catalog and you understood, and when people are catching up to the story, but when people understand that we have been trolling the world for the longest throughout my music, throughout everything that I've been doing in my life, to get to this point, to now speak a message very candidly and very openly and very honestly and very authentically, because we are embodying our message. That is a little bit of shadow ban freestyle. I wanted to show people that I am of one of the greatest rappers and lyricists on the planet, but I can actually speak a message. I don't just speak what some would say is BS. I actually can speak authentically and have a jam-packed message full of metaphors, bars, similes, wordplay, what's called multis, if you're a rap nerd. Multis, the ability to have multiple rhyme schemes and rhyme patterns. This has been my passion. Music saved my life. It gave me identity. And people are just now seeing me believe in myself like I've never believed in myself before.
Thank you for saying that. I love wordplay. Like, that is my favorite thing, especially when breaking down lyrics, because if you truly listen to lyrics to understand, you get a different message. And so many people are barely coming to that timeline to realize what you're even speaking about.
Bingo.
And that's just because consciously the indoctrination and everything that's been going on the planet, we're just now getting to that point. So it's amazing to see that you've been creating before time and people are just now catching up on your timeline. And I wanted to say, like, even with TikTok, I know one question I had for you was, you got banned off TikTok for 5 months.
I got banned indefinitely. They told me they told me 5 months. I tried to sign in 5 months. Then they told me it was 9 months. And then I tried to sign back in and they said indefinitely. And that was only after 2 lives. So, so I don't even know why I got banned. I just used that, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I know why I got banned, because we were talking about some things on the live that would now probably get me canceled, which ultimately did get me canceled off of TikTok live. I'm 1 strike away from losing my TikTok. But I don't support communism, so I don't care. Like, this has all been fun. For me, this is all fun.
It's a badge of honor. If you can have any sort of strikes against you, it means you're doing the right thing.
I look at it like this, love. I look at it like this. Pretty soon there's going to be some lawsuits. We just saw what happened with the jabs. We just saw what happened. All this information is coming out. People are now creating and getting lawsuits. You know what? I have tangible proof and evidence, and if you've been following me, which now you guys are, and I'm grateful, but if you've been, my fans know, the people that have been around and watching the story for the last couple of years and have seen the progression, I have been showing how they've been doing everything for the last 3 years. I've been showing how they've been shadow banning. I have all the receipts. Go back and watch my videos. Hey, and I'm like the kid in class. Hey, he's doing this. Hey, they're doing that. Hey, this is how they're doing it. Hey, my videos went from 10,000 views to 3,000. How do I have 200 shares and only 3,000 views? That doesn't make any sense, because this video over here has 36 shares and 20,000 views. How does that make any sense? So hear me out. When it's all done, when all this is done, I'll be a multi-millionaire off of these lawsuits anyways, because I'm going to have the receipts, because I'm going to ask for my arrears. I'm going to ask for truthfully, I'm impatient. I feel like I should have millions of followers right now. I feel like I should have had millions of followers 2 years ago. I feel like I am more entertaining. I feel like I'm more entertaining. I feel like I have had a better message. That's why I started doing the Am I Canceled Yet show. I was just pissed, to be honest with you. I started to get pissed, and just this doesn't make any sense. How is Hollywood pushing this terrible music? These guys aren't even talented. They don't have the ability to rap like me. They don't have the songwriter ability. I make my own beats. I do everything myself, and yet these people are making millions with this message, with this flow, with
Puppets.
this simple. Yeah, I'm just no. Okay, you guys want to play this game? All right, I'm gonna do it. Okay, you want me to play? Okay, we're gonna play now. I'll play. If you want me to play, I'm gonna play at the highest level. So yeah, I feel like now it's manifesting, and I feel like now it's coming from a worthy place. I don't want people to just come in and listen to my music and then all of a sudden go, wow, this is good. No, I want them to know me, get to know me, understand this,
Yeah.
and respect both of these, because now you're going to respect the music even more when I tell you about it. That's the point.
Absolutely. And I share that for the simple fact of we know what it feels like, especially like speaking out the way we have. We've gotten literally deleted off platforms such as
Yep.
YouTube. We have the receipts too. And we're like,
Same.
how is all this trash being pushed and soft
Mhm.
porn and all that being pushed on social media? But we are talking about saving the children and we're the crazy ones, or
Watch
people.
this. Watch this. Yes. Andrew Tate is a misogynist, right? Andrew Tate, the misogynist, but yet there's rap music and WAP is able to be played.
That
Like,
part.
wait,
That part. Yep.
wait. So twerking is completely fine. And, I am a dancer. I have danced. Dance professionally. Sometimes people pay me to make appearances or have paid me to make appearances, right? I believe in the divine masculine. I believe in embodying the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I believe that they are distorting the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies.
Truth. Truth.
And I feel like there needs to be examples of actual, authentic, real sexuality that is healthy. We need to teach children healthy sexuality.
Yes.
It is not they want to push the the agendas where they're teaching
Yeah.
the kids and doing all this.
Yep.
We should be teaching our children healthy sexuality.
Absolutely.
We should not be teaching our children degenerate sexuality. There are two different things. There is sexuality out of love and unconditional love. That is great. Honoring the woman is to be, excuse me, I don't know where we're at right now, if this is acceptable. A woman is to be pleased. I heard in church, pastor say this way back in the day, and it stuck with me. He said, the woman has a pleasure spot for a reason, because she is to be worshiped and adored and protected. And that always sat with me. And now as I'm older, I completely understand. As I'm in my divine masculine, I go, absolutely. Women are to be protected and adored. Why? Because they are the gatekeepers of life, because they bring children in, and children are the ones who change and renew. We are supposed to learn from the new. We're supposed to learn from the children. Elon Musk was once a child. Nikola Tesla was once a child. Every one of your favorite influencers, speakers, was once a child that was looked down maybe upon by someone older, only to now shift consciousness forward.
Yep.
That's why we are to protect women. That's why we are to protect children. That's why we need balance. We need strong masculinity.
Yes.
Do not defile my masculinity. You know how hard I worked to get here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You're not gonna defile me. You know how hard, I used to hate myself. I didn't know what I thought. I was sexy. I thought I had sex. I had no idea what that was. That was insecurity talking. Now I understand, but it comes from a healthy place. It comes from a place of self-respect and love.
Mhm.
That's the point. That's healing. You
Well,
understand?
yeah, it's really interesting. And I love that you say that, because for me, well, look at society in general. Because the masculine has gone down, us women have to fill it back in. And so we become very strong. We're going to climb the ladder, blah, 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 blah.
You're not supposed
And
to.
no. And
Not
just
supposed to.
this year, for myself in particular, I figured out, wait a minute, this isn't for me. This isn't what it's supposed to be. And I quit my job, and now I'm staying home, and my boys are at school, but I still get to be mom.
Bingo.
And I've never truly felt more at peace just being backed out and where it's supposed to be, because that's where we're supposed to be. And so
Because you're supposed to be provided for. You're
Yes.
supposed to be provided for. You're supposed to be honored and worshiped. Hey, thank you so much for taking and holding down the fort while I went and killed the wildebeest. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to feast and then I'm going to love on you. Then I'm going to worship you. And then the kids are going to go play. And then you're going to make me more food. And we're going to do it again. That's the point.
Mhm.
I went out. I was stressed all day. You are my solace. Thank you
Mhm.
for being there for my emotional support. Thank you for being there for me. That's the point. I am supposed, a
Yes.
man is supposed to be, we can handle stress better. Why? Because we're supposed to. That's why we're logical. That's why they say we're more logical. That's how we're wired. That's how we're supposed to be. You be the caretaker. Women have breasts that feed children for a reason. The breasts are right next to the heart.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so ingrained in our biology. It's easy to see, but that's why they don't want you to see it. That's why they want to corrupt the vision. That's why they want to do all this. None of it matters. None of it matters. All that matters is truth, and truth is easy to see, especially when you're being.
Absolutely. Love that. Thank you for sharing that, because too many people won't have that conversation, especially because woman empowerment and self-love and all of that is so thrown in your face. But it's like what you see on social media and the facade it creates isn't what really needs to, it's not a healthy version. And we're not seeing that. And we aren't seeing authenticity online. So thank you.
Extremes
Yeah.
are dangerous. Extremes are dangerous. And so there's 7 in what, I know that I don't want to get too crazy for most people. I know audiences and I know how to, but there are specific laws of the universe. And one law is called polarity and duality. So on the far end of everything, good, here's a perfect example. You can kill out of love and you can kill out of hate. If someone comes into your home and starts to rape your child or starts stabbing your child, you may love everyone and you may have love for everybody. But in that moment, you're not acting out of love or hate. You're just acting. So to say that this action is hate infused or love infused, it's not that. But you could be acting out of both. You're acting out of the love for your child, and you're acting out of maybe the hate for what this person is trying to do to your child. That's polarity and duality. And that's why balance is so key, and why they want to imbalance everything. Now they want to we talk about demasculinizing. What does that mean? That means imbalancing. That means they want you out of balance. How do you get out of balance? Well, they first can get you out of balance here. Then they can get you out of imbalance with what you feel, based off of what you feel, which could be with what you're ingesting, which is what you're listening to, which is what you allow yourself to be around, energy, stresses. All of that is used. It is all a part of the agenda. So we just have to be mindful of polarization. If you're able to be so polarized, you're able to be manipulated. If I go to someone and people go, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And then you say, all lives matter, all lives matter. And then someone comes to me and go, what do you think? And I say, I don't care. They both look at me and they go, ah, ah. And it's not that I don't care. I refuse to be polarized. I refuse to give my energy, my emotional energy. I do not react to things anymore. I have reacted to things and lost people that have made me question every action from here on out in my life. You understand? I have done things out of reactions that make me go, is that really who I am? Am I my emotions? No, I don't think I'm my emotions. So I'm going to not do that anymore. I don't want to act like that anymore. I don't like how I act like that. That takes self-reflection. Many people just need to self-reflect a little bit more and go, is this how I really want to portray myself? Is this how I really want to respond? And I think that they would find they are not their emotions.
Absolutely. Going off of that too, is with so much thrown at you and energy, I know, have a feeling of how you would answer this, but for those who are just kind of waking up to all of this, how do you deal with adversity, especially when you have such a big platform and in the spotlight you're in?
My
Share.
life is go. Pass. Go.
Because
Continue.
you don't fear, you don't back down, you have no fear, and you're not afraid to be transparent.
My life has been adversity. Like my entire life. What this is it? What like people don't know how broke I've been. People don't know that I've almost had to live out of my car after having money and not having to work for 6 years. People don't realize that like the people don't know. That's why I don't care what people think. I've had fans before. I've been the guy before speaking on stage in front of thousands of people. And then I've had a lot of those people turn on me because of decisions that I made. I'm not saying it's their fault, but you think that they're always going to be around. You think something is unconditional. Some demons don't possess. They can, what did I say? Some people tell you that they love you, but they hold spite. That was in Shadow Band Freestyle. That line comes from my life. I have had people absolutely be there and then not be there and then go, wait a minute, I thought you said that we were going to be together forever as friends and even more, like been disappointed. So I'm not going to disappoint myself now. That's how I stay grounded. I'm not going to disappoint myself. The people are going to do whatever they're going to do. I had a fiance last year. I don't have one anymore. You understand? Like I never thought I would be in a relationship, a traditional relationship. I gave 6 years of my time to that relationship, all for that to not become what I ultimately might have known was going to happen. So why now should I not listen to myself? Why now should I fear anything? The worst things in life that could have happened to me have happened to me. I got 2 girls pregnant at the same time at the pinnacle of my career when nobody knew I was living a double life at that time. Okay, so that's the first level of shame. That's the first level of shame secured. Now I got to go back and I got to face it. No, okay, hey, now you guys know I was getting that women love me. Okay, and that I was partaking. My bad. My apologies. Okay, now you know. Are we good? Can we move on? Okay, we can move on. All right, because I'm okay. I'm gonna keep going. I'm going to keep living my life. I'm going to keep doing it. I love my children. They're the best blessings I've ever had. That's what taught me a lot of lessons. You understand?
Absolutely.
So it's like, I've had so much happen in life that I can't care. I die daily. You know how many times I've wanted to kill myself? How many times I've wanted to end it? Like, that's why death doesn't scare me. I've been there. But now I choose to live in love, and growth is the infinite principle of the universe. What am I going to do? Sit around and feel sorry for myself all day? No, that's so disgusting. Like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm having a bad day, like, I will get mad at myself. Like, what are you doing? You're so blessed. Shut up. You understand? You're blessed. You're able to breathe. You have a nice body. People think you're attractive. You know things that others don't know and are applying it in your life and have tangible results to show that it works. So why don't you go do something and create because again, if you're feeling any type of way, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, does anybody even know what those things are? Let's talk about that. Does anybody really even know, or are those just terms that we use to label energy? What if it was just that you needed to create more?
Truth.
What if it was just that you needed to go apply the energy? That's what I've learned. I might not be depressed. I might just have had, I did Crystal Teeny's thing last night.
Last night we saw that.
Hey, to be completely honest with you, I'm going to be candid. I'm going to be candid with you guys. I did not want to do it.
You did a good
I know, but I was pretty impatient just because I needed to get that video out. That video was my priority, the video that I posted this morning. And now everybody's loving the video, right? I know my priorities. And sometimes my priorities, sometimes I just want to focus on what I want to focus on. I know I'm supposed to give back to humanity, but like last night, I got a little, I indulged in a little bit of cannabis, the leaf, and I ate a little bit of mushrooms from the earth, and I went on live, and I was just trying to do my best because you know what? I didn't really want to talk to people because I hadn't put on my video yet. You understand? Like that video is more, this is me being authentic. This is me being real. No slight to Crystal, but at the same time, a year and a half ago, I told Crystal about aloe vera. She was supposed to look into my company. We could have been saving children a long time ago. We could have been doing this. It takes me to have to do all these antics. That's why I keep saying I'm impatient. It takes an antic for people to listen to the music. What? I can't just get off on skill now. You can't just get off on, you got to do all this extra BS. It's ridiculous. That's why I'm impatient. That's why am I canceled yet? That's why all of these things.
And it's funny because I'm equal. Well, I'm at the point where I'm like, well, I don't really care if I go anywhere. Like you can keep me at my 600 followers because I don't have the time, energy, or otherwise to be all on here. If someone finds it and someone likes it, share it. If you don't, that's where because I'm totally in the same space where it's like, if it doesn't vibe with me, I'm not pushing it anymore.
I was very, very close to saying I wasn't going to do it last night, but something told me, do it, show up and see what happens. Because when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. That's why even with you ladies, I was trying to find the email, going back, responding to people on my website, because I'm the one that runs everything. You know what I mean? I'm the one that is fulfilling orders and doing all this stuff. And now I'm like, oh man, this is a lot of work. Oh geez, I don't want to be doing any of this. I don't want to have to be doing any of this. I want to be done.
I appreciate you saying that and being authentic and transparent because people don't see the behind the scenes.
No.
And as we said on our previous podcast, and what we've been annoyed with, and when we saw it wasn't your first time going viral, but what was in alignment with us in the divine timing of that message of when we saw it is we literally just did a podcast on influencers, trends, and social media. How we've been speaking out. You've been speaking out for years, and how we constantly are talking about saving the children and giving people resources, how to get involved, how to help. And everyone says, oh, save the children. They're about it. No shade to anyone, but for reals, it's so frustrating because we're sitting here talking about real shit. And we're like, if you want to save the children, don't just talk about it. It's not a trend. It's a child's life. You don't just talk about it, be about it. Put your money where your mouth is.
8 years. My company was one of the first companies to come out and teach people in that space, in the network marketing space, that it's all about gut health. And we were talking about gut health and keto 10 years ago or 8 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
And I would go up to people and this is part of the reason why I've developed the mind that I have, because here I would have this information. One of our products is a $500 million product. The research behind it, 500 mil. And we'll have these people and we'll have the science behind it. And I'll go, this is the science. This is irrefutable. We have a money back guarantee because we can, we're guaranteeing this specific result. Like if you take it, this is what will happen because this is what the science says. And people would look at me and they would go, this is a scam. This is too good to be true. This is one of those network marketing pyramid things. They just, wait, no, I just told you, literally, I showed you the science. This is the fact sheet. The science is right here. It's going to help you.
McDonald's.
And it's just like, but wait, if you do that, if you take the product, you can save a kid. This is actually cheaper than if you go to McDonald's every day. Like it's gonna get you healthy. Nah, I'm good. You guys, Go do your thing.
I'm excited. I'm going to try it because I have autoimmune issues, which is
Oh, done. Hey,
inflammation.
done. Hey, look at me. Listen. I'm going to look you in the camera, in the eyes.
Eyes.
It is done. Give me 90 days
Okay.
and your life will be changed. Done. I will give you testimonial after testimonial. I will connect you with whoever you need to. It is done. Food heals. Our body uses food. We have the most powerful food technology on the planet. And when everybody figures it out, it's done and we win. There will be more abundance on planet Earth when we eradicate childhood malnutrition from people like yourself and myself who got paid to save children and get healthy and help others get healthy. I have helped. You want to know why I'm impatient? Here's why I'm really impatient. I've helped thousands of people because I said yes. And I got started in this company because I had divine intervention when I was going to take my life the night before.
Jeez.
And a month later, my life has changed and it led to me changing the lives of my friends and my family that then led to thousands of people. You can't take that away from me. And now it's led to millions of children being nourished. You can't take it away from me. You can't. That's why I'm impatient. I'm sick and tired of having these conversations. We've had the information for the last however many years.
Right.
This is annoying. And I say it out of love. It's annoying. There's people that still eat McDonald's out here. And we have the best food technology on the planet.
And proof that McDonald's is disgusting.
Bingo. And proof that our products do what I say they're going to do. And the children are being saved. We already have the networks in place to go global and do it. We just got to get the people involved. They got to decide if they want to. And this is the battle of consciousness, in my opinion. This is the battle for consciousness. What are you going to do? Are you going to be intentional with everything? I am intentional in everything that I do, from the money that I spend to the foods that I eat to what I give my attention to. That is the war. That is the day-to-day war of good and evil, is what you give your attention to. And people are they're showing us how they want to do it. They want to give these influencers that you just talked about money for what? For what? What are they doing that is providing you value? Entertaining you? Cool. If everything's about entertainment now, cool. If that's all that it is, cool. I don't really like that world. I don't really like it. I'm going to go participate over here and see if I can actually do something.
Right.
I'm going to see if I can actually make a difference.
With the light and love people that live in peace and do all the right stuff. Absolutely.
Yep. I'm going to be over here. You guys have that world.
We'll be over there too. And
way happier. You might want to come over.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched his latest video with the frequently asked questions, definitely watch it. We will be resharing it on our pages as well. So if you want to, all those people who sit here and judge and want to be part of that entertainment world, but if you listen to his message and actually listen to understand, not listen to respond, listen to what he's saying. For those asking, well, why the leather? Why Jimmy Kimmel? Why this? Why that? Actually listen to what he's doing to actually help save the next generation, the children, and figure out, how do you get involved? Figure out what you're doing and redirect that energy and put your money where your mouth is. Because there's so many people that are out here fighting for the right things and for the children, but there's so many people who are doing things for clout and in that influencer world and living a facade, and you're funding it. You're low-key funding trafficking. Your tax-paying dollars is funding trafficking, and you actually are doing a disservice to the children. So we need everyone to stop and be present and learn to listen, to actually understand and get involved and look at the reflection of yourself, of what you're funding. So with that is, if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Did you know that thank you. You ready for this?
Yes.
You just reminded me of of a song that I was supposed to release 6 or 7 years ago. And it was if I had the ability to capture the world's attention for 5 minutes, what would I say? The
Wow.
fact that you just asked me that question just reminded me of that song. And I need to see if I want to see if the beat that I was going to purchase for that is still available. Cause
Wow.
yeah, or I'm gonna remake it tonight. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
That's
Mhm.
incredible. That's literally incredible. Wow. I gotta see if I have those notes still. But what would I say? What was in the song? Well, I'll redo it. I think I'm supposed to redo it now. I think that's what that is. That's
It's supposed to be
clarification.
our song. You're supposed to help us have a
Yeah, I
song.
got you. Yeah, for sure. No, yeah. I'm gonna go back through the old files and I'll get back to you on that. We'll create something.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah.
Before we go into close, if you can share your social media handles for everyone listening, we will attach to our website and all of our social media handles due to censorship. Everything constantly is taken down. We don't know. So we do have a website. We will put all of his information there. It will stay, and that is funded by us. So if you can share your social media from TikTok, Instagram, all of that, and as well as we'll link it in our show notes.
_ King Bau everywhere. _ KINGBAU everywhere. I'm going to actually more than likely rebrand because I cannot go live, like I said, on TikTok. I cannot now monetize on Instagram. I cannot do any paid advertisements or anything like that. So I have a backup TikTok. That's Am I Canceled Yet X? Am I Canceled Yet X? And we may rebrand here very, very soon as King Dom. And yeah, we just have to, I need one more piece, So yeah, just be on the lookout. For now, it's _ King Bau.
Well, when you rebrand, we'll make sure all of our links follow you, and we'll keep it up on our website as well. And we truly appreciate you coming on our platform and sharing your message and being able to connect with you today.
Of course. Thank you for you. Thank you for you guys. Your energy matters. You guys are making a difference, and I'm honored by your mission. Otherwise, we've connected for a reason. So let's save some children.
Let's save them.
Let's save them. And before I actually do close, if there's anything else that you have coming up that you want to share, the platform is yours.
We have a lot of interesting messages that have popped up. Some potential big podcasts in the works. Your guys' podcast has absolutely been incredible. So thank you for you. But yeah, just stay tuned. I drop my videos. I do my own, you'll see it. Just stay tuned. Keep watching. I just tell people, watch what happens next. Just keep watching. I'm always plotting, always planning. And there's some big potential. So when I get some firm dates, they'll happen. I know I have the Patriot Barbie, August 30th. Crystal Teeny, I know, wanted me to do her actual podcast on the 6th of next month. But yeah, I think we're about to be all over the place in the best way possible. So here's to.
Yeah, Patriot Barbie's actually in our state.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll actually see them tonight at a mom's event.
Where are you guys at?
Arizona.
Oh, I should just come to Arizona. I'm in Albuquerque.
Yeah, you should.
You're close.
Are you in Phoenix?
Just outside of, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming. I'll come to Phoenix and
We'll all get together.
Yeah, I'll talk to Patriot Barbie tonight and see if I can't just drive out there and we can do it live.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I got friends out there anyways I need to see. So that'd be cool. That'd be good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for everyone for tuning in and constantly sharing our messages and supporting us. As we sit back and you ask, when does it stop? When each and every single one of us have the courage to stop looking away and turning a blind eye. When you start to listen, when you start to stand by survivors, when you hold people accountable, and when you can fathom that this level of evil exists. When you become uncomfortable, and when you start to have these uncomfortable conversations at home, and you start protecting the children by taking a stand. When you say, am I a part of the problem? When you face the mirror and start to hold people and family and friends accountable. Be present. You don't live in the world you think you do. Together, we must rise for the children and humanity. It starts with one person. It starts with you. Don't wait until it's someone you know. Don't wait until it's too late. Suicide has been committed, and now you wish you would have listened. It's never too late to do what's right. For those listening, you have a powerful voice. We pray one day God gives you strength. When you're ready to speak your truth, when you're ready to continue to shine your light and be true to who you are, don't let anyone dim that light. Know we're here for you. You are not alone. You are enough, and enough is enough. Influencers, we hope this message inspires you to use your platforms, speak the truth. The children's lives and innocent souls are at risk and dying as we speak, as well as getting raped on the border or sold for food, sex, and drugs. This is beyond disturbing. Enough is enough. It's time. Survivors, continue to stand in your truth and shine your light. You are courageous. You are not alone. We hear you, we see you, we stand by you. Sending you peace, love, light, and blessings. We will change this. Have faith as we pay it forward. Let's go and serve the world in love and unity. Love Joel and Save Our Children podcast.